Listen to me, my YouTubers. People don't pay attention. They have to listen. If I went on Facebook Marketplace, I could probably find something, well, yeah, cheaper, but me and my husband has to lift it up, and I'm done lifting things. Okay, you people don't understand. Since I was 15 years old, I work like a man, the son my father never had, digging out trees. You just can't even imagine. I had one of them big Hendon pools in my yard, putting red chips. Me and my dad, I worked my ass off my whole life. And then when my dad got heart problems, I always got something like feeling like it's going in this eye. When my dad got heart problems, he used to work afternoons at GM Tech Center, right? And let me tell you a little bit about my life. Let's be this kind of a video. And maybe you guys can, all my new viewers and people can know, and maybe people can relate and understand better. I'm going to show you guys some stuff too. Well, I got the chance. I love smells. I don't know, smells bring me back to places and times in my life. This isn't expensive. I have another one. This is almost gone, but I'm going to save this bottle because that other girl that went kind of crazy and threw all my shit out, if anybody knows, into the street. If maybe my new viewers are not going to know her. I was bringing all kinds of food to her house when I'd go dumpster diving and giving it all to her. And she was then in turn helping like 3 or 4 or 5 different families. It would help her, and whatever she didn't use, she gave to her mother, her grandmother, and like 3 other families. And that was great, right? And she was really closer than the lady in Detroit. And she's struggling though too. Everybody's struggling. I don't think she's it's hard to say. You can't say she isn't as struggling as much as the lady in Detroit, but she wasn't, just a little bit less. But she had some big struggles too. But anyways, what am I getting at? She used to get Bath and Body Works. She used to dumpster dive. She was like stuck on that. And the one where we live by wasn't producing no more. So you need to go somewhere else. They're not giving. They're ruining and destroying everything because the manager at that store was a bitch. You know, you're getting your money, lady, for the shit that's marked down. Why you gotta destroy it? Nobody's bringing it back to the store to sell it. People are using it, okay? People use stuff. I just don't understand that mentality. These people who to be managers or sub-managers or little managers of these stores, you know, Bath and Body Works, Dollar Tree, CVS's, they act like the store's theirs. Little do they know these companies would run their asses over and goodbye, their loyalties out the window tomorrow. I'm telling you people, very rarely does a company, unless it's family owned, give 2 shits about you. Or if it's a privately owned company, then you have a chance of somebody caring about you. But she was delusional too, acting like that store was hers, and you know, didn't want to see nobody get anything in a dump. Like, just stupid. But I think you have to, like, use a wrench or something. I don't know why. I know my husband can get this open because I put stuff in these before when they're empty. Even the little, oh, great. The little ones. But this is such a good smell. This is called Hearts and Daisies. If you haven't smelled it, it's like $3 or $4, Body Fantasies. I love it. I got the vanilla one too. I remember I got, when my mom passed away, the vanilla one from my dad because he just loved how the vanilla smelled. He goes, I don't care. I'm a guy. I'm wearing it. I like it. I go, do what you want. Who cares? You know, you like the smell. Go on. But I love the smell of this Heart and Daisy one and the vanilla one. To me, all the other smells, I don't care for the pink ones, and I just don't. This one I really love. This almost kind of reminds me of Sunflowers by Elizabeth Arden. A little bit. So, yeah. So anyways, yeah, I've worked hard my whole life. And when I moved into my mother-in-law's house, I had the last of my money from my inheritance. I paid this guy and his son, I don't know what they were. They were Arabic. They totally screwed me over. I bought my dad $350 what do you call that? Not a scooter, but a walker with a seat on it. Brand new from Benson's. $350 some for bigger like people. And I could have gave it to my cousin that doesn't have anything. And I mean, she's okay. She has more than I think she does. She's not that, but I could have gave it to her. And or I could have kept it for down the road. So to make a long story short, they stole that. I couldn't find it nowhere. They took that, and there was some other things missing. And I'm like, how do you? And I tipped like a good tip, like $200 to him and $200 to his son at the end of the day, because they moved my shit all day. And yeah. But that was when I moved from my mom and dad's house to my condo. And then I got people in there that I could not get rid of. And I don't even care. I'm going to say her first name, Barb and Arnie. And I feel so bad. The guy passed away, I guess last year or the year before, from sugar diabetes. It was just horrible. I was constantly taking them to hospitals and shit. And she had mental problems. And I'm sorry for that. I don't wish nothing on nobody, but she would never work, do anything, and either would he. And this is my thing with them. They lived in my condo. I lived right by the jail. I lived right by in Mount Clemens, but it was very country where I lived. Like down the road, there was deer crossing all the time. It was just really cool. I loved the area. He said some really ignorant stuff like, oh, I'm paying rent, why do I gotta clean? I go, because if you paid rent anywhere else, an apartment, condo, house, you still gotta clean. Duh. You clean wherever you live. You just don't clean just because I'm paying rent. Just dumb, no mentality. And I thought by letting them live with me would be helping them, giving them a step up. And I thought that they wanted to improve their lives. But no, my friend had no other than she had mental problems. And I'm not saying nothing wrong about that. I'm not bashing nobody. I am totally for her. I bent over backwards to help her, and she never wanted to help. All she wanted to do is sleep in bed for 24 hours a day, and he couldn't even get her up. And I feel sorry for the man. The last years of his life, he had a wife that would never get out of bed. All he did was roll around in my basement in a wheelchair and talk to his dog, and it was sad. You know, he wanted a friend, a partner, and I tried so hard when they lived with me. I wanted to help him to get on. You know, when they moved, he didn't even care about taking his prosthetic leg. He left his prosthetic leg behind, and she cries and loved her dad so much she was going to leave her dad's ashes behind. Who does that? So, you know, just crazy people. So anyways, I pretty much had to move to get rid of these lunatics. So then that's a major reasoning why I moved in with my mother-in-law. Major. I could not get them to go. Yeah, I could have served them papers. I just didn't want to go through all that shit. Anyways, so when the crazy lunatic left, the day she left, my husband was like getting sick at work or something, having troubles with his stomach, and I had to bring him water. And I go, I'll be right back. Her sister was helping her move. Well, she was such a rude asshole. She left my house wide open, meaning unlocked. You know, my expensive ass TVs, and I don't even care about TV. My dog, my mother's dog, Winston, was there. She left everything unlocked, wide open. Who does that? Left shit in the basement, left a real heavy wheelchair that we couldn't even get out of the basement, left it all dirty and nasty. That's how they left my house. That's how Barb after helping somebody, and she lived with me over 3 years, did everything, drove her everywhere. And then she complained and said, oh, I scammed her. She was going to buy a Buick LeSabre off me. She paid me $500. I wanted $1,000. She paid me $500, had seizures and fits. You're not supposed to drive after shit like that. She was wanting to try to drive anyways, so she never drove. So I ended up taking the car back and driving them everywhere. She wouldn't drive. She wouldn't pay me the rest of the money. She wouldn't drive. So what do? So I took the car and drove their crazy asses everywhere. I drove them to the grocery store, this, and then she would always spring on me. I'm like, let me know. You know what time I go to work. She would spring on me an hour before I go to work. This is when I used to work at Lowe's. Far away, I lived in Mount Clemens, and I worked at 13 in Van Dyke, Lowe's. That was not no 2-minute drive. Oh, can you take us for Taco Bell or this? And I'm like, why don't you know when I work, tell me earlier, because her big ass could never get out of bed. They were just a mess. They were a mess, and nobody's perfect. I understand all that. I totally get all that. But I thought when I was moving her in, I would have a friend. No, I sat up there so many nights, and my husband wasn't right. He was screwed up then. I'm by myself watching TV, and all she did was sleep, and they're downstairs. It was like I was completely alone. So I'm like, I moved you in here thinking that, she goes, oh, my husband's so excited to move in and cook and stuff. He never cooked one damn day in his life. Oh, he made spaghetti a couple times. She made, out of 3 years living there, she made this taco slop stuff and 2 other things, and I'm being kind of shitty, but out of 3 years you make 3 meals. And I used to ask them, look, I'll drop your rent if you clean, because me and my husband towards the end, we were both working. We weren't there. So who's making a mess in the house? Them, because they're there. They're in and out, up and downstairs, and their bathroom in the main floor, their half bath, they use them on my area too, because at a shower, they never wanted to wash the toilet. Was filthy. Wash it, black shit all over it, just disgusting. Never want to. I go, look, I'll give you $150 off a rent a month if you clean your bathroom, vacuum the living room, and mind you, this is more than fair, because the living room they would walk through in their dog sheds to let their dog in and out through my patio area. I had one of the few condos. I moved there specifically because the condo was all fenced in. And you had your own little backyard. So then you didn't have to walk your dog, which was a great option. So, I have to correct this stuff, you guys. That's my wrist. So, I go, look, you clean your bathroom, it's a half bath. You vacuum from the living room, the hallway, and wash the kitchen floor and wash the steps, because their dog shedded fur like handfuls on the basement steps. You do that once a week. I'll take $150, $200 off for rent a month for you. They couldn't even do that. They couldn't even do that. How do you can't even do? You got no car. You got nothing, but I'm going to take all that off of your rent to help you out, so then you could maybe get your life situated and do something. Nope, couldn't do that. You got nothing else to do, but you couldn't do that. You'd save, and I even was going to be cool. It didn't even have to be every week. It could have been every other week, twice a month. Now, come on. So, yeah, I had to get the hell out of there. I took a major loss. I only got like $17,000 for a $35,000 condo, and I put $30,000 into it because I did one of those quick, let's get it sold, blah, blah, blah. I moved in with his mother. I bought all new carpeting for like $3,000 on my side. And when I moved in, I gave his mother $800, so she don't tell her daughters this. Always made it like we were the bad ones and we did nothing but do everything good. Now I think my sister-in-laws know. I hope they wake up and use their brains. Really, truthfully, I do. I gave her $800 to get a dog, and she never did get a dog. So that money, whatever. And I kept saying, I'll take you, I'll get you, wherever. She never did get one. We had Woofy. She loved Woofy, and that's wonderful. I give my mother-in-law such credit. She took such good care of my dog. So to me, that was worth everything in the whole world, because I had a peace of mind when I went to work, and that's when I was working a ton of overtime for my ex-boss and working in Pontiac and faraway places. She took, my eyes are just itching, something terrible. She took marvelous care of my dog. So that gave me a huge relief. But yeah, so I had to get away from those people. And then I bought different things throughout the house. Like I bought fire sticks, $180 for somebody that jailbroke them or whatever, and to cut the bills down. I got her, let's run this over. It's because my sister-in-laws have no clue. I did everything for my mother-in-law when I was there. I got her windows all replaced by Wallside in her whole house. That was $1,500 worth of windows. And actually, they need to replace 2 more. And I'm going to try to get them to come back and replace them all again because the seals are broke. So I got them to replace all her windows shortly after living there, like a year. That saved her $1,500. Then when the pandemic came, there was a clause because she was considered a whatchamacallit worker, a necessity. She crossed kids, blah, blah, blah. She was necessity. I got her $15,000 in unemployment. I got her that. I fought for that for 4 freaking months. I went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and I got it for her. And she was thrilled to get it, but then she got all shitty with me after she got it. So then I asked him, like, I deserve $1,000 of that. You wouldn't have that if I didn't fight on the phone for the last 3 months with these people. And she made a shit, but she knew I was right. She did give me $1,000, and she gave my husband a couple $100, I don't know, to fix his car or something at the time. But she still had like $14,000 some dollars. I got her all that. So, I mean, I constantly did things to try to help her. I also got from her insurance company $1,500 more to fix up the bathroom, which still isn't done. Got her that cash from her company to put in her pocket. And then she had to get a roof, and then my husband was paying the roof. She'd pay a month, and then he'd pay a month. And that just worked out kind of good. Like, it would give her a break, and then he could pay, So, that bird just looked weird over there. I was like looking at a bird. He's like my grandpa would call them cowbirds, but they're starlings. They're like big, what are those called? Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm losing it. Sparrows. They're like big brown birds. They're starlings. So I mean, I did everything I could when I lived with my mother-in-law to save her money, to do everything I could to help her out. And there's other money things that I got for her that I can't even think of right now. I got for her. So I did everything, I did a lot. And then take her for her TV. And she got at ABC Warehouse. She's got a great TV. It's a $2,000 TV. And the stand was like $1,000. We are so lucky. That day when the mouse happened, that was a bad day from hell. The mouse was in our house. The lightning, 3 houses down, struck a tree and landed in the street. You couldn't pass by that, but it ruined our TV. TV wouldn't come on. Somebody stole that whole box of food I had for that deer. Was that day. It was all gone. Don't know where it was. What a disaster. That day was a disaster. Disaster day. So that TV still didn't come on. We were using the other one. So I'm trying to have my husband order me a rug now. with the money that guy owes him, because I just got, right before my mother-in-law passed away, I spent $240 on getting our carpet all clean. What does my husband do? It's a brand new rug, one of the ones I showed you I got out of the dumpster. He's got it all dirty already. I'm not living like that. I'm ordering a new rug, and he's paying for it. So tomorrow, and I want my teapot too, so I don't know, I might have to wait for my teapot. I don't know, I might get the teapot and something else and wait for a couple more weeks, because I'm figuring he's gonna start going into this building and take all this shit that my ex-boss has at our house and put it over there, so then he would be less likely to get our stuff dirty in the house. You know what I'm saying? So why not wait till the end of summer, get the rug when things will be cleaner? You know what I'm saying? Doesn't it? What's your opinion? Wouldn't that make sense? Like, wait till the end of August. Excuse me, guys. Wait till the end of August, order the rug. Then I know my husband isn't going to get everything all dirty. Excuse me, I burped again. Hiccups, like. And then I'll have a brand new rug. It'll be nice and clean, blah, blah, blah. And then I called Value City Furniture. They're a bunch of no good, Rob, and you know what? And I'm going to still call them back on Monday and talk to a manager there, because I'm unhappy. My insurance there said, oh yeah, it would have been covered, but you called in May, and my husband got sick with his sugar diabetes. He took him longer than a month to call back. That didn't change any difference in the arm being loose. We don't have little kids. We don't have people busting up the furniture. Nobody hardly sits on it. Blah, 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 blah. It should still be under warranty as far as I'm concerned. They're saying because of the time lapse, it took me over a month for my husband to call back. I don't think that that's right. So I'm going to try to fight that if I can. Or give me the money back, that the $200 I spent on the warranty. Give me that back then, because that's a bunch of shit. I don't think that that's fair. So, what else? I'm just looking. I put Tic Tacs in here. Nobody opened it up. Wintergreen ones. I don't know why you open it. It's good for you. So that's giving you a more of a background. Some of the things I did for my mother-in-law moving in. You know, just a little bit of an idea of what I did in life. And like I said, when I grew up, my mom was always sick. Never wanted me to leave the front porch. And then I was getting to be 15 and 16 years old. And it was embarrassing. My mom would be calling me, screaming my name from the street. And I tried to hang out with my friend that I'm good friends with now still. And it was just impossible, and it wasn't my mom's fault. My mom had a chemical imbalance, and it made her sick and off the wall, and it did. She didn't want me to leave the porch, and I get it now. I totally understand, Mama. I love you. And if I had it to do all over again, I wouldn't leave your side for a minute. Now I know. You know, sometimes you got to grow up to know things. And I was just young and overweight then, and I just wanted people to like me, you know. Now I don't give two shits. You like me, don't like me, oh well. If you can't see that I'm a good person and I care about people, then skip along on your day. That's how I feel. But anyways, so yeah, my mom was so sick at a time, I stopped going to school for a while. That's how sick my mother was for about a year, and I had to make that all up. Very, very sick. Very, very sick. In and out of the hospital at U of M. Me and my dad, my mom would throw up all the way in a car there, all the way back from mental illness. It was so sad. She's like, I got everything to live for, and I don't understand why I'm depressed and sick like this. And it just was what she had. My grandma had it. We all got a touch of it. Mine's very minor. My aunt has it, and my cousin, her daughter had it. We all had it. But my cousin's is worse than mine. And me and my aunt are more alike than my mother. I was more tougher and like a boy because I had to be. I had to take care of everybody. If I didn't, who will, you know? But I got my hair dyed today. It came, this is the bullcrap part about it. It came right before I came home from the store getting gas, getting hair dye, and getting, I got my husband coffee. I'm like, what else did I get? And I went to Kroger and I got my most favorite hummus. Did I showed you guys this before? Let me show you again. I swear by this hummus. I almost get it every damn day. I just love the Sombrero hummus. Oh my God, the big family size I try to get. It's just so good. These are the pine nuts. The roasted red pepper is good too, but I think it's a little bit spicy for me. But man, is this stuff good. And I try to, hold on, I'm going to show you guys something. And I try to give my husband a big thing of yogurts. I got the strawberry and peach. Why doesn't this show up good? Strawberry and peach. This is strawberry. Strawberry and peach. It's like a bunch of them. It was like $7 at Walmart. And I figured it's good for him. And I got him some pudding too. But I'm figuring he's not going to eat that much of it. I got him 4 muffins, 2 banana nut and 2 blueberry. I figured that's not real bad junk. I'm getting like tons of chocolate or anything. I got rid of all the candy and everything in the house. So I figured when he went to the doctor's last time, his sugar was normal. But his eyes still, we got to bring his sugar down a little bit more. But he needs to eat. He don't eat. Like, eat a yogurt. So good. That's really good, guys. I haven't eaten yogurt in a while. Strawberry. Wow, that's good. But I took care of my mom. Like I said, my mom's best years of life are when I got married and my grandmother passed away. She went places and did things with my dad and had a good time, the time she deserved. She needed way more than she had, but she had quite a few good years that made my heart happy. And the best thing, you guys, the best thing is when I say you do for others, right? The best thing, one of the best memories that touches my heart and soul, right, is when I was married, I've just cooked big always my whole life. I would cook a dinner like fried pork chops and everything. I'd cook a big amount of it. And I lived in Hazel Park, and my parents lived in Upper Warren on 13 Marrow. I would cook a big dinner, and I'd run over to their house real quick and take them the same exact dinner, what we're eating, all covered up. And my mom would sit there at the table, and it was like I gave her gold. And that, to me, I'll never forget that my whole life. I wish I would have did that way more for her, and I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? I wish I would have did that way more for her. She so appreciated that, and so did my dad. We're eaters, we're Polacks, we're fat, we've always ate, you know? Like my mom said, I can hear her in my head. She wasn't an eater till she married my dad. She didn't care about food, but my dad was so entrenched in thinking about food. He grew up very, very poor. All he did was talk about food. And I would make her, I remember too, spaghetti and meatballs, and I'd make it so good, a huge amount, and then she'd call me and tell me thank you, and like it was so heartfelt. It meant so much to her. And then she would tell me, like, we ate it 2 more days after that, you gave us so much. And that was good because it gave her a break. She goes, I've been cooking for 20 years, I'm tired of it. And I get it. I totally get it. I've been cooking for 20 some years now. I totally understand. And I totally get it. So I wish I could have done 20 million more of those for you, Ma. I love you, Susan O. Hadella. But she told me before she married my dad, she would practice her new name everywhere. Her name was Hildreth before Susan Olive Hildreth, or Olivia. Susan Olivia Hildreth, but Olive for short. That's what they call my grandma, for short. But then her initials didn't have to change. S-O-H. S-O-H. That was really big for her. She would write my dad's name on everything. I mean, her name on everything and my dad's initial, but it was still her same initial. That's really nice. That made my heart feel good. But I wish I would have did so much more cooking for her and brought her even more meals, because it made her so happy. It's nice that you can, when you look back at something, you did something good for somebody you truly loved. And I didn't love anybody more than my mother and my father in this whole world. My mother and my father. Hands down. Hands down. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and say it's a new day. I'm trying. And I'm hoping that, I don't know, maybe get one refrigerator at a time. Maybe we'll have to move it. Maybe my husband can find somebody to help him move it. I don't know who he's going to find, because my husband doesn't have men friends like that. Well, I got to take that back. This one guy named Phil is his brother. I got to take that back. Maybe. I never thought about it. We get a refrigerator that we like from somewhere. He can call Phil and have him come here, and both of them get the refrigerator in the house. I never thought of that. That's an idea. So now I got to start saving again, because I'm seeing on Marketplace, this lady June, there's no $75 refrigerators that are worth a shit, June. They're $300 and $500, $600. The ones that are decent, worth getting. So yeah, I have to re-save up, but that's okay. That's okay. But I just wanted to come on here and clarify things, because she said she didn't understand what does that have to do with me getting a refrigerator, have to do with the mouse, because I spent my money that I had saved up on mice stuff and that spray foam stuff. We still have 2 cans left, but we need them. I'm not going to take them back. And yeah, all that and extra shit. And my husband is low on money. He don't work, but here and there. So I bought him a lot of coffee this week. I bought him cigarettes. I've helped him out a ton. So yeah, and bills. And that's another thing I had, bills. I had to pay homeowners insurance, and what was the other one? Oh, cable. I don't want to pay for cable again. It was $49.50. I don't want to pay cable no more. So as far as I know, my husband called my friend and is downloading the app for Pub TV. It's like $16 a month, maybe $1 or so added onto that. And then you got the Fire Sticks, and then that's all there is. And that's what we're going to use, because I'm not spending that no more. I paid that all out of my check. I didn't ask him for nothing, okay? Then trying to buy food, and then I told him if the insurance doesn't cover his eyeglasses, I'll pay that out of my check too, to pay for him to go get an eye exam at America's Best and get a pair of glasses. So, yeah. He's lucky he's got me. I do a lot for him. He does a lot for me, though, too. He's been ordering me stuff lately, and I'm gonna show you guys everything I get. We're gonna do reviews on the Clear tea kettle, air fryer, immersion blender. That's all gonna come. He's got me that Lily of the Valley perfume. He ordered me 2 of my hair dyes because they're no longer carrying it at Sally, as far as I know. I'm going to double call there right now before they're closed and make sure. And I'm going to order 2 more if I can this week or next week. And yeah, that's what I wanted to kind of tell you guys. What's going on with the money, so everybody understands. And what about life? And yeah, that's what's going on with life. Life is hard. Life is not easy. And I want to get with it. Like, why can't I meet somebody that could get me on the road to success? I'm a talker. I could talk you out of anything. And I don't mean it like that. I mean it like I'm a talker. I'm a good salesperson. I've always have and I always will be. Why can't I meet somebody like in a broker business somewhere where I can make some really good money to change my life? And there was some other gentleman, he said he offered to help, but I said, thank you. And then I don't know. And then you know how the question disappears. I'm going to try to go look back for it in my phone and see if I could like pay, if he wanted to help me and borrow the money for the refrigerators and I pay him a little bit back each month and write out like a document saying that, like, hey, I'll pay you like $75 or $50 a month or whatever back. Oh my God, that would be a blessing. So maybe he'll do that. I don't know. I don't expect nobody. People are like, oh, you're coming on your back. No, I'm not. I don't expect nobody to give me anything. But if somebody wanted to borrow me some and I can pay them back, even with some kind of interest, I definitely would do that. So we'll see. We'll see. I love you all. Like and subscribe. But the best time I can remember was when I made food and I brought it to my parents so my mom could get out of making food, and it was good food like she would cook. And I used to bring them a lot of it, and she would sit down and get so excited. That made my heart happy. I love you all. Tell me a story about your family and friends, something that made them happy and changed their lives. That's what this is about. Have a great day. Love you all. God bless.